All right. Is it working? Okay, I think it's working. All right. Well, I don't. There's no one here right now. So, well, I didn't announce it either, but I think it is working. All right. Wait a minute. It says I have a message? Or do I? No, wait, I don't. Participants. Okay, all right. And on this thing here, it says top messages, and then it's just welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Anyway, nobody's watching right now, but I don't know. Every time I do this, people eventually trickle in. Then again, I mean, it's a Tuesday evening. There's not really much going on. Streams I've done before are usually at like 4 p.m. or something. I wonder what time it is in Europe. City time zone. Let's just see here. London, it's 3 a.m. Well. So anyway, if no one's going to watch, then this video is just going to kind of sit around on the channel as if... I mean, it's basically me recording a free video, but not having to do any editing. Pretty much all the YouTubers I follow kind of realized years ago that it takes a lot less effort to do live streams than edited videos. I still intend to do edited videos every now and then, but streams are just a lot faster and easier to set up and do. So even if nobody's watching, I'm just going to play it for my own sake because it's been like 2 weeks since I've actually had an actual video game session. So I'm just going to do it. Anyway, the stream is titled the Belated Mlem Day stream. If you don't know what Mlem is, it's basically this facial expression where you put cute Pona puts her tongue out, sticks her tongue out like that. Anyway. And aside from that, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I remembered that. So yesterday, the May 27th, depending on where you live, it was either one of three things. It was Memorial Day. It was Spring Bank Holiday. Or it was just a normal Monday with nothing unusual or interesting happening. But today... Oh, okay. Today... Well, okay, not today. But for me, it was neither of those three things. You see... just give me a minute. Hold on. Initial... Okay, internal... Okay. Okay, yeah, anyway, that's what I was going to get at. You would have had either a holiday, or nothing at all. But unfortunately, which one was that? I work for this guy. So I spent all of Memorial Day / spring bank holiday / normal Monday slaving away in the fucking crystal mines. But I managed to escape. So I get to game. And, well, I considered a couple of options. I mean, I do have like 2 ongoing streams that I never finished, and I do intend to get back to those. I do intend to do another episode of Ratopia, and I do intend to do another episode of Manor Lords. But today, because it is the day after Memorial Day, I decided I was going to do something military related, like playing Hoi 4. And, well, I thought about a couple of different scenarios I could do in Hoi 4, but since this is primarily a pony channel, and I'm pretty sure my audience expects pony content from a mainly pony-related channel, I decided, well, I might as well go ahead and play Equestria at War. I mean, I've played it before on stream, and I do intend to restart the Nightmare Moon thingy again at some point this summer. I just need to have time for it. But right now, I'm going to do just vanilla Equestria because, to be honest, I actually played Equestria all the way through to the end. So I'm going to do it now. Wait. Hold on. I gotta... Okay. All right. We're going to keep going. And so, yeah, we're going to do that. It will probably take more than... I'm planning on going for 2 hours tonight. And if it takes more than that, which it probably will, I can do another stream later on to finish it up. 3 or 4 streams if necessary, but it probably shouldn't take that long since there's only really one war that we have to do. Anyway, another thing to note is that I'm doing laundry right now, so I'll probably have to pop in and out every now and then to go check on that. But anyway, we have here the Equestria. And so, in the Equestria, we have the ponies. And they recently redid the models, so I'm not really sure how I feel about that. But they still have the same voice lines. Anyway, I already went ahead and finished doing... I did most of the setup. I already organized the armies according to how I like them to be. I did random shit like you always have to do these thingies whenever you start a new game. I changed these icons to make them look easier. I assigned all the fleets to legions, etc., etc. The only things I really have to do right now are decide where and what am I going to build. And I think we need at least 2 more military factories. So I'm going to do that. Build them in places that are very unlikely to get attacked, because why not? And then aside from that, maybe more infrastructure that could be useful. And then another air base could be useful as well. then beyond that, we have to do research. And usually what I like to do is I like to do one research thing for or whenever I have 3 slots. I like to use one for the Army, one to alternate between Navy and Air Force. 300%. What can I do here? I don't think there's anything that we urgently need over here. Although improving the sonar could be useful. And then one for economy / technology. Although pony technologies kind of complicate things because a lot of them, some of them have military purposes and some of them have civilian uses. Whenever I play Pony Nations, I always like to start. Earth Pony agriculture is good if you have a small country, but Equestria has a very large. Well, I think it's supposed to be the largest population in the game, and we're not hurting on pony power. But Earth Pony Sappers is a very good technology, especially if you're playing on defense, which we are. And Raise This Barn is good as well. So I think we'll just do Earth Pony Agriculture so we can get Sappers as soon as possible. And then finally, we have to do national focuses. And I thought about, well, there's not really much. Oh, well, we don't really have much of a choice here because there's only 3 things available. But I was thinking Ministry of Defense would be good to get the military up and running as soon as possible. But, Equestria Games is tempting, not because I care about the Equestria Games, but because of this path right here. So I think we'll do Equestria Games for now. One of the oldest traditions in Equestria is the Equestria Games, where ponies, griffins, and other folks participate in a number of sporting events. This event celebrates the friendship and understanding behind all nations and peoples. The princess has expressed excitement at spectating the finest sports. Okay. We don't have to read all that, but whatever. Yeah, so I guess we can continue doing that right now. Happy hearths warming and Happy New Year. The future looks bright. We could probably start moving some of the military. I don't think Stalingrad's really a threat right now. Although maybe we should move these guys to the borders just to keep an eye on them. We'll probably beef up this border more over time when we get enough divisions to do so. Non-aggression pact, of course. We don't plan on doing anything in this region anyway, so why not? Well, I suppose maybe the Royal Bales Guard could be sent over here. These guys aren't going to be any useful if they're just going to stand there, so we might as well move them here. No, move them here. I don't like putting all of my divisions in one basket the way that the AI will just send everything to the borders, but we do have certain areas that are more important to protect than others. Wait. And even if you are fighting a war, it's kind of absurd not to have soldiers all over the country. Especially if you have a coastline as large as Equestria does. And there's just nobody in this area right here. But we only have so many divisions right now. It's kind of an issue with Equestria is that they just have shit. They have so much land to protect and such little military equipment at the beginning of the game. Although, I suppose we could start building a couple of garrison regiments. Okay, I think we can build a few more. Stream Summit, which is irrelevant because we're not doing the Riverlands. I'd like to try to match divisions that have names after geographic areas. I try to match those with the actual places they're named after, but sometimes it's not always possible or even prudent to do that. 4.5. Canterlot Auxiliary Guard Regiment. And I was looking over the Air Force earlier today, too, and I thought, you know, having 2 tactical bomber wings here, one of them might be more useful if we put it over here. Wait. Okay, there's some tactical bombers here. I thought these guys might be more useful if they were over here. Okay, that's their Air Force. And we don't need this many fighters, like, in Canterlot when it's in the middle of the country and not close to a border at all. Actually, we could probably send all of these guys elsewhere as well. We don't want to leave Canterlot defenseless, but yeah. There's also two cruisers that are just kind of sitting in New Manhattan. No, not New Maryland. Yeah, sitting around in New Maryland. We don't really need them there because they have their own navy. I think I'm going to. Oh, hey, it's dark. Wait. Okay. Sup. Yeah, okay, Dark is here. I don't think he was here when I first started the stream. So I'll just have to type another message here. Never mind. I'll just talk. So I'm doing another stream. Because Memorial Day was yesterday, so I thought I would do something military related this time. I'm going to get back to my other streams later, just not tonight. And just pop into existence. Yeah. Well, I don't really have any contact with you anywhere else other than these streams, so you just kind of pop in and out. Oh. Yeah. So I didn't forget about the other streams. I'm just going to do them later because, well, I'm doing a themed stream right now. Anyway, you didn't really miss much. I'm only like 35 days into the game. So nothing really happened. And usually nothing really happens in the first year anyway. All right. Equestria Games. I'm going to do maintain the status quo next because I want to go down this path right here. What some historians call the Pax Celestia has remained a constant over the past 1,000 years, even as fortunes rose and waned around the wider world. This is a clear fact. What the princess has built was made to last, and our efforts towards maintaining her golden mean should be towards maintaining her golden mean. All right, Equestria Games has happened in the Crystal City. I wonder what they're up to right now. The Crystalling Anniversary. And now they're doing Winter Solstice. It's a bit late for that since it's already March, but whatever. Okay. Well, I guess I have these guys. I think they would be more useful over here. So I'm just going to move them. Ambi-Real, this looks really interesting and fun. Yeah, I mean, I love Equestria War, and I've spent a lot of time in it, but I haven't really streamed it except for like 2 episodes of a series I aborted like a couple of years ago. I'm planning on doing more Equestria War streaming later this summer, when I have a bunch of time available. But for now, I'm just gonna do a quick campaign. Anyway, so I just finished researching the sonar thing. I could probably move on to doing this right now since I got a 300% research bonus for no apparent reason. Let's give these guys some love. Like I said, there's not really that much to do in the first year. There are some countries that get more stuff, but we're playing as Equestria right now. And I suppose maybe for anyone who isn't really that familiar with what Equestria War is, it is a Hearts of Iron 4 mod. It's one of the mods. I mean, there are a lot of Hoi 4 mods that have a lot of work put into them, but Equestria War is probably one of the best, most high quality ones. There is a team that puts like a lot of effort into it. Like a lot of effort. I mean, they've gone out of their way to ponify as much stuff as they can, from the unit models to a lot of the graphics. And the main scenario that happens in EAW, I mean, there are a lot of alternate history scenarios that you could play with. I'm very fond of the Equestria Civil War one because of the Lunar Empire, but that's for another stream. The situation we're facing with today is we have Equestria, which is a very big country, but it's not very well prepared for war. I mean, it has Magic of Friendship, which kind of makes it a little bit harder to support a military. You have Stagnation of Harmony, which makes it very difficult to actually do things. And then there's the Forgotten Tribe, which is something that, well, if you allow it to fester, then it will kind of drag on you, but there are ways to get rid of it. So Equestria, I mean, we have a couple of allies / puppet states, like the Crystal Empire, where our girl Cadence is keeping order. There's New Maryland, which is basically like Australia with ponies. They're just over here chilling. And then there's Puerto Caballo, which was recently added and doesn't have any actual content yet. And the scenario that we're facing right now is you got Chrysalis over here. She's very, very bitter about well, she and the rest of the changelings, of course, are very bitter about like not capturing Canterlot when they tried to do that in season 2. So she decided that since subterfuge didn't work, I mean, she got close, but it didn't succeed. She decided that since subterfuge didn't work, she's just going to build up a massive army and like steamroll everybody. So that's what we have to do. I mean, she already has a lot of military units on the borders. We have a couple, but our stuff is spread out all across the continent. And then, well, what Chrysalis is going to do first is she's going to go after these guys, the deers. She's going to steamroll the deers, and they don't have enough people to be able to stop her. Because the deers have resources like aluminum and oil and okay, what is the resources thing? Chromium, crystal, tungsten. They have a lot of shit. But I think the more important thing though is that they have a bunch of places where you could put naval bases. And that will be very useful if you're trying to attack Equestria, because this front line here, it isn't all that big. I mean, this is a little bit bigger, but still not all that much. But if you can just do naval invasions across this entire gigantic, unprotected coastline, then you could potentially succeed. So what we're trying to do is, I mean, since I've played this game before, I know what Chrysalis is going to do. So I get a chance to stop her. There's also these guys, Stalingrad. They're basically communist. It's the pony Soviet Union. They're kind of a wild card. They could potentially help us. They could potentially hurt us. So who knows? There's also a couple of other people, but they're kind of irrelevant. And we don't have to worry about the other continents because we're focused on what's going on over here. One of the things I love about Equestria War is there's a lot of different possibilities. I mean, even with a particular country like Equestria, like there are alternate things you can do in the game besides the story I just laid out. So this game has a lot of replayability value because there's a lot of different things you can do. For example, if I wanted to bring King Sombra back and try again at conquering Equestria, I could do that if I were playing as these guys. If I wanted to be Chrysalis and play the same scenario from the opposite side, I could do that. If I wanted to be the deer and try to not get steamrolled, I could attempt that. And I did attempt it once, and I failed. It's actually very hard to do if you're doing that. There's also other continents with other countries. I mean, I've played New Maryland before, and I enjoy them. The first game I ever played in this mod was Lake City, and I enjoyed that. Bakara is also another of my favorites. Green Cliff, I wish they would actually give them content because they're otherwise an interesting scenario, but they've been kind of neglected by the mods by the developers for years. There's other shit. There's this continent which was recently added, so there's very little stuff to do. But I really, really love these guys. Like, they're basically a bunch of crazy bats who worship Nightmare Moon, and they're just kind of sitting around waiting for her to come back. And so if she actually does come back, then they can join her. But if she doesn't come back, then they're like, all right, what are we going to do? Well, we might as well just conquer some people while we're waiting. And so they do that. And there's the hippogriffs, which I haven't really... I've played a little bit, but not all that much. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff to do. But we're going to play the vanilla campaign because I haven't actually finished it yet. Oh, look, we have like 200 political power, so we should probably spend it. Usually selecting selecting chiefs for the service branches is what you should do at the beginning. But Equestria's people are locked because, again, like Equestria has the stagnation of harmony thing because Equestria has been peaceful for so long, they don't know how to do military. So they have to do like all this stuff to actually be able to to be good at military. So we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. I guess we could appoint a uniform designer, but I don't think that's really important right now. Oh yeah, we can't even like increase our economy either. So we're not in a good position. I suppose we could spend our points on... Oh, wait. It says we haven't created an intelligence agency. I don't think there's a... Sometimes some countries have focuses. The lazy times, yes. Exactly. Like we spend the first year to 2 years doing relatively little. So I'm gonna go ahead and create an intelligence agency because I actually like doing that. Maybe spend the political power on industrial concern. I like doing those. And then I guess we have to wait a little bit. Although there's also a few decisions we can do here. We could build railroads or we could do mining projects. How are we doing on resources? I guess we're short on aluminum, but... Okay, well, let's buy some aluminum. Okay. There's also railroads. Sure, let's build some railroads. And then we have to decide another of these things. As I said before, I wanted to do this path as soon as I could. An abacus and a hammer and wrench. Yes. It really do be like that. Oh. I get to unlock traits in the military-industrial organizations. Capital. I'm going to do range just because... Yeah, okay. An irrelevant war on another continent that we don't have to care about. Okay, so we have these guys. We don't have enough generals to make more armies, but I'm just going to keep these guys in a separate army. I think I will move you over here. Oh yeah, we have more people. You, I guess we could move here. I'll move you here. All right. Another irrelevant war on another continent. Although this is actually a little interesting because you had one country that broke up into 3 different... It's a 3-way civil war, basically. But it doesn't really... Civil war in Longsword. I hope the ponies will be okay. I moved these guys over here because I need the port so I can move them over here. Because I don't like there not being anybody over here. I mean, it's an important place that we can't just leave completely undefended. So all the divisions I just trained at the beginning have trained. Well, except that one, but it'll be ready soon. We have a lot of guns ready. Okay, we have the support equipment is ready too. Wait a minute. On hooves, okay. How many? Okay, we do have a lot of artillery right now. I think we could actually start. Oh no, we don't have. Okay, shit, we don't have enough army experience. That's kind of one of the frustrating things about playing Equestrias, because they don't unlock their. Because they can't unlock the chiefs of staff. We can't, and they don't have any wars. We can't get army experience, so we can't really edit the division templates. But still, I think maybe we could probably train a couple of divisions, and we'll put them right here. I guess we could do a couple more. And now we get more research. So what am I going to do now? I think I'll upgrade. No. Earth Pony Sappers. I said earlier that this is a really important technology to get if you're on the defense, which we are. The next thing we can do is Pegasus Division might be a good idea since we have a couple of those. And then one of these two. This is probably more useful, maybe. And we get to upgrade our aircraft factory. I'm not sure what we should do. At least they got weapons. Yes. I'll just do that. The military industrial organizations, they gain they gain funds if you actually use them for either research or building things. So, for example, we're using them to build planes. And so when you have them build planes, you give them money, and then they use the money to upgrade. That's how those things work. Now, all these guys are in place, which means I can start training them. Which is why I put them all in a separate division, is because I like having a training division. That can just continuously train people. I guess all the other ones could be trained as well. Well, I think we have a shortage of tanks and trucks, so it might not be a good idea to train these guys, but I think everyone else we can do. Oh, wait. Okay. This is usually a good idea to get, but we don't have the we don't have the command power yet. And that's going to raise very slowly over time because we start off with 0% war support. I'll probably build a couple more of these guys. Badlands Police Force. The Badlands is right here, so I guess I will... I'll put them here. And then maybe 2 more. Northern Border Guard Division and 320th Guard Auxiliary. Perfect. I guess we could do this one. Most of these require research to be done, which we haven't done already. Now we're going to shelter Queen Velvet. The corruption and brutality of the Iranian government is a poorly kept secret. If we wish to put a stop to its actions, we must save Queen Velvet from the fangs of her own government before it is too late. From there, we can plan our next steps to deal with the Iranian problem together. So the situation with Alania is the lore behind it is like there was a king and then the king died. Velvet was his daughter and therefore the legitimate heir, but then like the bastard like child who wasn't supposed to inherit the throne just staged a coup and took it over. And so then Velvet, who is, the very same Velvet from Them's Fightin' Herds, they just used the character in a different way here. She went to Canterlot, and she's just kind of sitting around in Canterlot trying to get Equestria to do something. And so I decided we're going to help her. Normally we wouldn't be helping her, but we're just going to help her this time because I have a plan. And also we get the modest proposal event, which usually comes around at the beginning of June. Okay. The music changed. Celestia frowned, flipping through the reports of missing weapons shipments. She stared in surprise as Luna entered. Luna looked serious. Celestia, I've stayed behind the scenes since my return. I believe it's time for me to step up and take more responsibility. Celestia froze. Was Luna ready? Yes, of course, she thought, chiding her internal hesitation. That sounds wonderful, Luna. We were meant to rule together. Do you have something in mind? Luna nodded, her throat scratching. The Thestrals. It isn't right. Tia, Equestria just doesn't just have 3 tribes. Thestrals shouldn't be shunned, but welcomed as the 4th tribe. Celestia raised her hoof to object, but Luna continued. I know they don't even want to be equestrian, especially with all the unpleasantness after, well, you know, Nightmare Moon. But they were My Little Ponies, and I failed them. Her voice dropped to a whisper. I failed them, Celestia. I need to make it right. Equestria should be a friendly home to every pony. Of course it would be this, Celestia thought. The Bat Ponies had hardly been willing to join the three tribes after the princess was banished to the moon, and even after Luna's return they were suspicious. But the Bat Ponies weren't the real problem. It was the equestrians. A small horse is easy prey at night, and something about the night-loving bats seemed to instill fear and mistrust among many. When Nightmare Moon rose, terrified ponies attacked Bat Ponies and drove them into the mountains. Ancient prejudices still lingered. And so you have three options. You could say everything is fine as it is, or you can do it, Luna. I believe in you. Luna will attempt her reforms without Celestia. This could end very well or very badly. And then there's, we shall do it together, sister. Celestia and Canterlot will work to support Luna's reforms. This is a risk-free path, but it will take effort. Now, the Civil War that I mentioned, that you have to do one of these two in order to get that. But we're not going to do that. We're taking the vanilla route. So the vanilla route and what Celestia would canonically probably do is the we will do it together, sister. I mean, it's less interesting, but it results in you getting rid of this with I mean, there is a little bit of effort you have to do in it. There are some penalties that are temporary while everything happens, but I mean, it's what the canon characters would probably actually do, and it's the risk-free path. Crystal Empire wants to hold the Crystal Fair. May I have an invitation, Cadence? Okay, so we just agreed we're going to send them money so they can do the Crystal Fair. What song is this? Hearth's Warming War. This game has very good music. Well, this mod has good music, rather. Like, there is a lot of music. I think this is all the music, but I also had the... Okay, well, there's the classic radio, and then there was, like, the music mod, which gives more music. But just the base... Well, the base game, or rather... EAW just on its own. There was a lot of, like, original soundtracks that they kind of invented. And then there's also Pathos Pony music, which I really like. But this is Resonant Tonality, so I think it's part of EAW's soundtrack. An operative can be recruited. Because we finished setting up Smile. We can do more. Cryptology department is usually a good idea to set up as early as possible if you have the factories to spare for it. Because it takes 8, which is a lot for many countries, but we have a lot of factories, and I don't really know what to build. Con Main, he has a bunch of shit. Seducer, Tough, Safecracker, Agent Dossie. Oh, this is just there so they can dump a backstory. Pony. Wait. Shaken Not Stirred. Command Well Groom, Natural Order, Escape Art. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. I think these 3 were just randomly generated, but then Con Main, who has a bajillion things. So obviously we'll recruit him. Now, should I start spying on the changelings right now? Well, I don't want to lose him. I'm going to send him to Elenia. I want intel on this guy. Wait. An envoy from Phthisia, these guys right over here, has arrived. They're basically like the Netherlands, but with griffins. An envoy from Phthisia has arrived with news of a business opportunity. They wish for us to invest in their nation, the hopes that it will help them recover with their economic troubles, and that we can profit from it once they recover. We can't pass this up, or it's too good. This seems too good to be true. We'll be nice and just give them money. We're still building the aluminum smeltery. We're still building the railroads. Okay, we are currently training 61,000. There's a hard cap of 100,000 you can train at any given moment. We get a Bat Pony event. The Shadow Market. During their centuries largely outside equestrian society, the Bat Ponies developed their own parallel society and even economy. Being in many areas unburdened by taxes or equestrian laws, the economy has established itself in many places across Equestria, allowing them to make sure that any bits they earn remains within Bat Pony society. Even the wages paid by those Thestrals who work as unregistered laborers in equestrian industries or farms go into this shadow economy and stay there. And over time, entire industries, though small scale, have grown up there. This has become a drain on the equestrian economy, as many of the three tribes have taken to spending their money there instead as well. Many Thestrals take pride in their self-sufficiency and resent the notion of having to bow to the obligations of the society they were never part of. The sentiment is echoed by several industrialists who have tied themselves in knots trying to argue for the preservation of the system without saying outright that they want to be able to get away with not paying proper wages to their workers. If the Thestrals are to be integrated, this shadow market must be addressed, but the question is how. Reintegrate them fully, but make sure to help them on the way. We can make exceptions in some cases. We should not be forcing this. Well, what would Canon Celestia do? She probably wouldn't want to force it, but I think the best outcome is you have to go all the way with this. Like, you can't just looks like that one is dancing. Well, in the vanilla game, like when you have them training, they do jumping jacks. But since ponies can't do jumping jacks, they just have to dance. I think you're supposed to wait a minute. We move civilian factory, we move we move a military factory. Well, as I was saying before, I think like you get the best result if you go all in, so we're just going to do that. Celestia and Luna have launched a large-scale program to integrate the Thestral economy into Equestria's, cracking down on Thestral exploitation in the job market, ensuring their companies are brought up to compliance with equestrian laws, and are given aid in finding their place in the new economy. Productivity has dropped sharply as businesses rush to adjust, and will be removed in a year. But don't worry, I mean, you have to do all of this to get rid of this. And there's going to be more things just like this that are going to be coming up in the coming months. I should probably build more military factories. And how's the production going? We still don't have enough factories to build these two. And I don't really want to take factories away from these lines either, so... We formed the cryptography department. We're going to start working on them. Operative training. Commando training, I think, is usually a good idea. We're going to start working on that. Speaking of training, are all these guys fully trained? Not really. Well, actually, mostly. I thought I told these two to go somewhere else. Okay. We don't really need them here because New Maryland has its own navy, which is bigger than the 2 cruisers that I had over there to begin with. Luna could come around the idea and show like a demonstration. What do you mean what do you mean show a demonstration? Like, I mean, the word demonstration has 2 meanings. It could mean either an example or a protest. And I assume you mean an example. Maybe. Yeah, okay. The Griffin frontier broke away from the influence of Nova Griffonia, and now this guy is in charge of it. He has cannibal clans, Redtail's rebels and Virgil's raiders. They took over a country. Ain't that just grand? This is also a fun country, but they're very difficult to play as because they don't have like all that much in the way of resources. And if this guy takes over, then this guy's going to go after him. And there's not really anything we can do about that from over here, but I mean, it is one example of just how much stuff that goes on in this mod. Is that no matter what region of the world you're in, there's always like something going on. Another Bat Pony event, anti-thestral sentiments. Whilst Bat Ponies have traditionally been equestrian citizens, they live apart from the citizens of other races in their own communities. But many citizens want it to remain this way. They think the Bat Ponies do not need to be integrated into society and brought out of isolation. Some are afraid of possible side effects, such as a disruption of social harmony. Others fear the rumored Nightmare Moon cultists among the ranks of the Bat Ponies, and few think they have no place among the other 3 races of Equestria, seeing them as complete outsiders. To them, it's as if Celestia was suggesting Griffins should be welcomed as a 4th tribe. The Canterlot bureaucracy has prepared an initiative to promote the integration. Groups of Bat Ponies would be invited to tour across Equestria so the common citizens could see them with their own eyes. EEA syllabi would be rewritten to teach about Bat Ponies and their history. False rumors about cultists would be dispelled by official media. Pamphlets and posters would be distributed showing photographs of smiling thestrals with the words, "These Bat Ponies are our friends." However, if taken too far, pushing this pro-Bat Pony information can easily be considered propaganda. I mean, it kind of is. Or an attempt at forcibly changing ponies' minds about the matter, which it kind of is. This is enough for now, then. We could probably tone it down somewhat. Gives us calming ponies. It matters not. They must know the truth. The truth must be known. Celestia and Luna have launched a large campaign to make ponies more accepting of thestral integration, dispelling false rumors, and assuring them that Bat Ponies are harmless. Yeah, they sure are harmless. I mean, ask these guys. They live next to bat ponies. And these guys too. These guys are harmless, aren't they? We have another research project. I think it's time we do this one. Oh, I probably should have stopped to read the Daring Do thing, but it's not actually that important. I just realized it's past 8 o'clock. I'm not going to stop right now, but I do. I mean, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I'm running laundry right now, and I have to check on it every now and then. And if I end up having laundry to collect, then that means that, well, I'll have to take a couple of minutes. Wait, Rainbow would be mad, lol. Mad about what? Wait, notepad, okay. Dildo. Let's do font. I'm just putting this message up so that if anybody like encounters the stream in the mint, if anybody just logs onto the stream and wonders what's going on, why nothing's happening, then this is why. This is why. Here's a picture of Rainbow Dash. I just typed in laundry and safe and got this. So yeah, you have something to look at while I'm gone. I'll be gone for about 1 minute and then I'll come back. All right. I have 9 minutes. 9 more minutes. So I'm going to come back and play for 9 more minutes before I go back. All right. The Grand Galloping Gala. The annual ball held at Canterlot Castle tonight. Royal family, the high ranks of equestrian government, and friends are gathering at the event to enjoy the evening and discuss political issues. Fancy drinks and classical music will accompany it through the night. The ball ended with a splendid fireworks display. Equestria does not fail to support her traditions. To many ponies, this is an assurance of stability and prolonged peace in good old Equestria. Cheers. All right. Oh yeah, these islands. There's nobody guarding them. We'll have to build more garrison regiments. And just build another in the same place. How are we doing on supply? These guys are doing okay, but these guys are not. This is out in the middle of nowhere, and there's barely any infrastructure. What if we built some... Okay, which slot is this? Okay. Upgrading naval mines might be a good idea. Actually, that's a lot of 204 days. We'll do improved airplane catapult first. Diplomatic shelter. The rightful Queen of Alania, Queen Velvet, for many years in exile in various countries around the world, arrived today in Equestria. Oh, I thought she was already in Canterlot. And there's another thing, there's another description somewhere else in the game that makes it sound like she was already in Canterlot. Here it says, okay, she arrived in Equestria on the ship HMS Canterlot. Oh, wait. She was given a heroine's welcome in the city of Vancouver, the largest Olanian community outside of the kingdom proper. The city had long been a hotbed of resistance against Johann, but both legitimists favoring the restoration of Queen Velvet and communists favoring a restructuring along the lines of Stalingrad. Common for both, however, is that she has long been a focal point for resistance against Johann, whatever their creed may be. Of course, that is where the similarities end, but that's a matter for a different time. Queen Velvet has settled nicely into Vancouver, having already begun advocating that Equestria should intervene in Alania to restore rightful rule to Alania. Care for tea, Velvet? Okay. And now this guy hates me because I'm sheltering a rival claimant to his throne. The rightful monarch, Queen Velvet, now under our protection, is already plotting the return to her people. As a freedom-loving nation, we must support her claim on the Alanian throne if we wish to bring harmony to her people. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen this picture before. Maybe they added it recently. Or unless I'm just not that familiar with the mod itself. Equestria shelters Queen Velvet. This is just a news event. Extremely unhappy, King Johann of Alania sent a diplomatic insult to Princess Celestia. Yes. some elements of the game are inconsistent because that one event said she went to Vancouver, and then that event said she went to Canterlot. But the point is that, like, we're giving her actual support now. Thastral Mistrust, yet another Bat Pony event. Ponies may be skeptical, but the same is true for the Thestrals themselves. Many of them don't trust the other equestrians and only support the integration because Princess Luna is advocating for it. They simply want to be left alone instead of trying to befriend other ponies. Fortunately, Noah is more equipped to handle this problem than the Land of Friendship. As Princess of Friendship, Twilight Sparkle has drawn up a campaign plan that stretches down the hallway. The plan is as inspired and diverse as it is complex and expensive. The elements of harmony visiting isolated Thestral communities in jungles and mountains. Friendship clubs, inviting Thestral students to the School of Friendship. Dusk festivals, where both Bat Ponies and other ponies would celebrate together. Celestia and Luna meeting with Bat Pony leaders, and the list goes on. Our budget is tight. A little could go a long way. We can tone down Twilight's enthusiasm a little. Are we not a nation of friendship? Minus 200 power. Minus 200 political power. And we have 0.38 generating each day. Well, I mean, unless somebody just decides to give us a lump sum, and I think there might actually be something that will do it. I mean, if we take this event, we could do that. Okay, reforms being implemented. Our campaigns to reform the economy, deal with mistrust, and promote friendship have been drawn up and are now being put into action. Now all we can do is wait. It's up to the ponies of Equestria now. Okay, we can stop training these because they're already trained. You can only get them up to, well, it was originally level 3, and then the EAW guys decided they were going to add more levels. So now it's level 11. But this symbol, like when this symbol appears, that means they've gotten as much training as they can get if you just have them do military exercises. And any experience they get beyond that has to be earned through combat. We have a lot of guns right now. I wonder if... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. There's the international market, which is a relatively new feature. But we could do things like sell guns that we don't need. And we'll make it cheap to try to attract buyers. We also have a lot of guns, and so we can just do that. We'll make those cheap to attract buyers. And then as for our equipment deficiencies, we especially need airplanes. We'll take all of them. Okay, we have plenty of factories, so we can buy as much as we want. I think we could probably do more Pegasi divisions. Yeah, I think we have enough equipment to do that. How long will it take? February. All right. Now it looks like the aluminum smelter we built in Baltimore has been finished, so I don't think we need to import this anymore. But if we start building more planes, we'll resume that trade. Well, we have attracted a buyer. The guns we put on the market. They only want 73. Fine. Okay. Research slot is available. I wonder if this would be worth it. Do we even have field? Okay, we do have field hospitals. But I think this would be worth more. And we can upgrade this. All right, now we get to decide something. We could do either passive influence or we can stage a coup. We must lend Velvet our full support. If we wish to see an end to the Olanian tyranny and corruption, we must do whatever it takes. Agitators and partisans have been sent to infiltrate major Olanian cities, and Velvet's preparing to return home. We're going to do that. And they have equestrian influence. So we're spreading propaganda to change their ideology from this to this. Yeah, I have a mod that makes it so that whenever a war begins or ends, it plays the NFL theme. Well, although for some reason, like it only plays when the war starts if you're involved in it. But then whenever a war ends anywhere in the world, regardless of whether you're in it or not, like it will play the theme. I have other mods too, like the please clap that plays every time a focus is finished. Normally it just does the applause, but then like someone made a mod that's where Jeb Bush says please clap and then it plays the applause. That's a mod that I'm using as well. There's just a couple of like weird random mods I like playing with. So this isn't like the exact game, it's in its entirety, but it's like 99%. 99% of this is what you get with like just EAW alone. Oh yeah, I also made a mod that like gives this guy no, I'm using a mod that gives this guy sunglasses because it looks better that way. Anyway, steel and cement, why not? We have a 30% bonus. Okay, it looks like the rest of our artillery has been sold. But we still have a lot more, so I guess we'll put more on the market. We'll buy more planes, because why not? We finally have enough trucks. Still waiting on tanks, though. This might actually be really useful because it reduces attrition. 20% cooler sunglasses, exactly. So one of our shipyards just finished building whatever it was building. We got 3. Okay. Submarines might be useful. And then the third one we'll just kind of throw over here. And then maybe we'll start building some destroyers for whenever that thingy finishes building. There we go. We can't build planes as fast as we need them. A changeling operative has been captured. We might get a little bit of intelligence out of that, but we're not like actively spying on the changelings right now, which reminds me I should probably start putting more factories into the intel agency. Because if you do 5 upgrades, they'll just give you a free they'll give you a free spy. So that's important, I think. Interrogation techniques could be useful, but I think economy civilians good because it can help you tell whatever the other country is doing. Because right now, we do not know what they are doing because we don't have enough intel, and neither on them. I think sometimes, like for very small, irrelevant countries like these guys, if you just have like a really good intel agency, then it will just tell you what they're doing. But we have to build ours up until it can get that good. So we just finished stage coup. Well, something will happen, of course, but I just noticed it's time for me to go check on my laundry again, so I'll be right back. Almost done, okay? All right, we're back. We are back. So we just finished doing stage coup, which means Alania gets an event. Okay, there's a civil war in Alania now. Velvet just kind of walked back into... Okay. I guess Johan still controls the capital, but... Yesterday morning, supporters of Queen Velvet stormed the Alanian capital with an aim to restore the monarchy under Queen Velvet. Wait. A fierce firefight broke out throughout the city, and by nightfall it was under royalist control, although it says he still controls the capital, though. But across the nation, royalists, liberals, and harmonists took arms to free themselves from Queen Velvet's oppression. What? Velvet took up to national radio and called for the nation to fight back against the coup. You mean Johan? I don't know. With neither side willing to stand down, a state of war now exists in Alania. Kingdom of Alania has declared war in Kingdom of Alania. So yeah, this guy versus this gal. We're gonna, and guess what? We're gonna intervene. Shit, we don't have. Okay, we're gonna send the military over here. And maybe we should get the Navy up and running too. Wait, no. Oh, that's a lot of ships. All right. Well, we need them. We've just been building ships, not using them. So I think this is going to take about a month to finish. And then after that, we can go in and do it. Ursa Major Problem Minor. It's just a long flavor event talking about how technology makes it so we're not afraid of nature anymore. Oh, yeah. Wait. Okay, we can't do Lend-Lease because stupid game rules. The Winter Moon Celebration. A recent innovation proposed by Princess Twilight Sparkle, the Winter Moon Celebration is a new holiday aimed to spread awareness of Princess Luna and her wonderful night. 21 December, which is the winter solstice. The princess has chosen to host her event in Manhattan. Known for its ponies that never sleep. To her surprise, the response was larger than expected, with ponies from all over Equestria wishing to see their mysterious diarch. Flustered by the kindness shown, Princess Luna thanked all of them for attending, and wished for unity and friendship in the coming harsh winter moons. As the princess worked her magic, her ponies were awed at the night sky, its beauty becoming all the more apparent, with the constellations showing in full view and the light of the moon showering the crowd. The revelry continued late into the night, and the princess herself was seen mingling with ordinary ponies as well. All's well in Equestria. Now we get this. I like the range, so we'll do that. Oh, purchase request. That's good. Another purchase request. That's good. We can't gift them arms, but they can purchase them themselves. Wait, okay. Well, it looks like she's winning and doesn't really need our help, but we'll offer it anyway. We will help Velvet bring harmony to Illenia. All right, we're at war. We could call them in, but we don't really need their help, I don't think. Now what are we going to do? This one requires Velvet to win, so we have a breather. We can do one of these two. Let's do Ministry of Defense. In light of recent developments, it is best to revive the Equestrian Ministry of Defense from ages past, since, we're at war right now. We cannot remain unprepared given Chrysalis's recent aggressive rhetoric, nor can we ignore the possible threat of Stalingrad. We'll get a bunch of points, and Luna becomes a field marshal. Wow, we got an achievement. While playing as Equestria, be at war. Equestria at war. Should keep these guys here. All right. Well, we are Equestrian. We are now at war. Patrol. Convoy raiding. Convoy raiding. Strike force. Oh yeah, that's something I wanted to do with all of them. I like engage at low risk because it's less risky than not engaging at low risk. But it still allows you to engage, unlike never engage at all. All right, so I think we've got, yeah, that we have naval supremacy in these areas, which I think is all we really need. And then for the Air Force, we're going to start air superiority. These guys are over the bay, right? Well, okay, we already control the water. Let's do here and then close air support. And these guys, I guess we can't really do naval strike with these planes. I'll send them over here. And we don't really need to use any of the other planes. We have a finite fuel supply. So it looks like all Johan really has left are like 2 major cities. And that's it. I don't think she needs our help, but we'll just offer it anyway. And in fact, since we're allies now, I can just give her guns. And support equipment. And howitzers for free. Okay, war propaganda. Normally when you're at war, you can do decisions to raise the war support, but we have negative political power right now, so we can't really do that. And we will sign a non-aggression pact. Vasily Wheaton, elected general secretary. Okay, so these guys decided they're going to have a new leader. This guy. That's good because he's not as aggressive as the other guy they could have. Wait, how many divisions do... Okay, between 7 and 16. And I do have a spy there. But we don't have a full intel network yet. But we're not going to have time to build a full intel network because he's not going to last much longer. Okay, there's one enemy division here, but looks like it's currently being engaged. We could probably move some of these guys over, but I don't think we'll really need them. And this is what combat looks like. So we got two divisions attacking from two different directions. And then there's just this one guy. And apparently there's no commander, because when the AI realizes that a division is doomed, it just takes the general away. Either that, or there's too many different divisions to have generals for, which is also possible. The reforms. Luna cheerfully began her nightly rounds at the palace. She passed offices where bat pony bureaucrats worked through the night, continuing the shifts from their daytime counterparts. Manhattan was often called the city that never sleeps. Well, it had become true in Canterlot too. Across the nation, Thestrals ventured into cities in greater numbers, attracted by employment opportunities and a new attitude of tolerance. The changes would take years, decades even, to be fully felt, but the equestrian public was now ready to accept bat ponies as the fourth tribe, standing ready to protect their new friends from harm. It's wonderful, isn't it? Luna turned in surprise to find Celestia regarding her. Luna tried to speak, but instead found herself crying. Celestia had made her dreams real. 1,000 years in exile, all because she'd been too proud to ask for help. Celestia hugged Luna as the blue mare sobbed, cradling Luna in her wings. She would never let Luna down again. A great wrong has been righted, and with it, the fourth tribe thing is now gone. These things are still here, and they will remain here until August. But yeah. Anyway, we have a war to win, and we are winning. I mean, just the fact that Velvet has more factories than Johan does usually means that she would win, even without my assistance. That is one thing that's a little bit annoying about this mod, is that there's so many countries, and since all of them are doing things, you'll often get events for just random countries that are like very far away from you that you don't really care about. And if you've played the game often enough, you've seen like all of these things before. Melania wants to move troops through our territory, sure, though she doesn't really need to. Well, you get to see the little deer soldiers. Okay, this event. It's kind of long. I want to read the whole thing. Blah, 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 blah. It's time for me to play my part. Sunset Shimmer becomes a field marshal. Okay, so Sunset Shimmer just like shows up at Canterlot and she's like, hey, I want to be a general now. Well, that's good because we're at war. So Sunset Shimmer's here. Otherworldly experience. Fast planner, pony. 6 attack. Well, that's perfect. Oh, research slot is available. Delicious rations. That would probably help with this area. Defense, that would be good too. Aqualia. They always have an event right now. Wait a minute. They just capitulated. Well, there was the NFL theme, and we finally earned it by barely participating in a war. Now, usually when you win a war, they allow you to like claim territory, but sometimes like a lot of peace treaties in EAW kind of have pre-scripted results that will just give all the territory to one side, so I don't think this really is worth it. Wonder if I could snag a few ships, though, with some other concession. I'm going to pass. Okay. I'm going to claim the ship. I thought I claimed the ship. Yeah, wait. Okay, is there anything else that's left? I guess we'll just confirm an exit. All right, so Velvet 1. Oh, look, a naval battle. We managed to sink 1 submarine. We lost 1 plane, and sunk 2 convoys. All right, well, that's good, I guess. Now we can tell all those ships to take a rest, because we don't really need them anymore. And most of them took at least a little bit of damage in the fight, so... Actually, you guys can go train. Wait, no. Okay, merge, and then go train. How's our ship construction doing? This one will be ready pretty soon. Oh, wait, there's a couple more in the production line. Okay. So all these guys have to go back now, but wait. I thought we had... Okay. We gave them military access, but it doesn't look like they gave us military access. Does it? Okay, they accepted. Okay. Well, that's good. So we can just move all the guys back. Although we might keep a few at the border until they have enough people at the border. I wonder what they're doing. Pressure, Alania. Okay. All right. Well, I'm definitely not prepared for war, but... What's this? Officer Corps roles. I'm not sure if I want to give her that role yet. Or even at all. Oh shit. I forgot both of our tanks are all the way over here. And we didn't use them at all. They would have been very useful if we had actually had them in time, but... Oh well. Oh wait. Ministry of Defense... Actually, let's cancel that. We have more important things to do. Protect Olania will make them an ally, I think. Dang, they're on the other side of Wonderland. Yes, they are. Oh, wait. I wanted them to. Okay, so as I said, once you get 5 of these upgrades, they'll give you another slot. But we can keep going. The Naval Department, or the let's do Naval. Okay, I think we have a lot of guns here, so we could probably start doing that. Protectolania has been researched. Okay, they're still doing pressure Alania. Good. It takes how many days? 70. Queen Velvet swears fealty. She has accepted our offer of vassalization and is now a subject. So, okay, they're in the faction. They're in the United Ponies Alliance, despite not being ponies. Well, and what that means is that, well, she's in the faction now, so. And that was my plan. That was my plan all along. Because as Equestria, you could just simply sit by and wait for the changelings to attack Alania and invade it and conquer it. Or you could choose to intervene early. And so even though you're not prepared for war, the changelings are either. And they have a much longer front that they have to spread their military resources across, as opposed to just putting everything against you. So that's actually a clever strategy you can do. So now that I've done all the Olania stuff, the yaks aren't really that important. The buffalo aren't really that important. We should go back to Ministry of Defense because we desperately need it. I think I'll move all of these guys into another unit here. And I'll move Sunset over here. I'll just call this the acreage front. And pretty much all the guys who are here, except for the, maybe not the Wonderbolts or the Royal Guards, but pretty much everyone else here. Okay, there we go. We're still woefully unprepared, but we're at least a little bit prepared. Wait. No. Drawing fronts in this game is always very frustrating, but now I have to click on everybody who is going to move and tell them not to move. All right. So I see it's been about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we're probably going to have to shut this down at some point. Oh, she's going to do finalize reorganization. Unless... Okay, I see. So she hasn't... There should be an event at some point. Not that, but I mean... There's an event about Chrysalis claiming some territory on the border. And then usually, regardless of who's in charge of Alania, they just say no. They're like, fuck off, we're not going to give you anything. And then Chrysalis uses that as a pretext to invade. That's usually what happens. We also have a couple of ships that are unassigned, so I'm just going to go assign them. And if we're going to go to war soon, we should probably do this. Anyway, I think that's enough for tonight. I will continue the stream at some point later this week. But for now, that's all. Good night.